Hello everybody, this is Rob here, and I'd just like to start by saying thank you very much for the really high standard of contributions we've had from you so far. Really interesting comments, and it's great to see because we've run this MOOC quite a number of times now, and it's great to see new people still coming in and still having a lot to say on these topics. That's intelligent, that's interesting, that's contextual, because this is the most important thing for me about the discussions we have relating to English medium education, is that the conversations have to change around different contexts. What is best practice will depend on the discipline, on the goals, on the personalities involved. And very importantly, lots of you have mentioned that it also depends on the students that you're teaching. And lots of you clearly know your audience, know what you're looking to achieve, and can frame your advice, your questions, and your discussions around that. So that's really fantastic to see. I'd recommend you go back to a number of steps. This week, I would say, very interesting examples of the slides and of the videos, and I think some of you have gone back and had a look at those, and there are examples of real analysis that's taken place, appreciating what you see in those videos. They say that a good example is a great teacher, and I think we can access so much online now that are examples of communication. One theme this week is that communication in education goes much beyond language. It's not just about you performing almost like a script in a classroom. Sometimes showing an image can take the pressure off your language so much. Showing students a video before the class that they watch before they come in can prepare them with the vocabulary, the understanding, and the themes that you're going to discuss when they come in to the seminar or to the lecture. So these are important ideas, that communication is multimodal. We look, we're seeing, we're hearing, we're understanding meaning in lots of different ways. And now with technology, we're doing this on different time scales. We can watch a video and we can really analyze it. We can pause it. We can have a really focused face and stare at it with full concentration in the privacy of our homes, in a way that we can't do when we're in a live lecture, particularly as a student sitting around our classmates and our peer group, particularly younger students. There is a kind of social pressure, an identity element to being in a university, which affects how they engage with the content in English. So really good examples, really good conversations happening. And again, I'd like to emphasize that it would be great if you go back and look at some of the great examples and great comments that people are producing. Lots of the comments, as I said, relate to people's different contexts. So if you find something that relates to you, how you think, or something that's useful for you in your context, then please do make connections with people. Do comment on that, reply to their comment, like their comment, show that you're listening. And speaking of showing you're listening, I just want to say thank you very much to the team at FMUG. So our friends in Brazil have been brilliant at engaging with this MOOC. They're showing that they are listening to other people, sharing really good ideas, asking really important questions. And I think that reflects education in many ways. A really good educator for a student is someone, as a student, I will think, if I speak, I want them to listen. If they speak, I want it to be important and I want it to be something useful, not just speaking for their own entertainment. If they ask me to do something, I want it to be constructive and engaging. And I think that first point, showing that you're listening. If students are speaking, show that you're listening. I think that's something that we can take on board in this MOOC, and please do try and engage with each other. It's quite isolating sometimes to work through this online. You watch a video, you post your comment, and you don't know if anyone's reading it. You don't know if anyone's seeing that. But actually there's such value in those comment boards below the videos that I think it would be great if you could engage with those, show you're listening, and build a sense of community and a sense of audience, because it really is worth reading these comments. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the level of comments that are coming in, and also awareness of people's perspectives. It's not just people with the best ideas are producing value for this MOOC. Some people, if you say, I don't really know about that because I lack experience or I lack confidence in this area, then that's also important to hear, because other people need to understand who the educators are in English medium settings. You have to understand what your colleagues might be thinking. Some people might reject English medium education and have a real, political problem with the presence of English as part of internationalization. And you have to listen to those people as well as pursue your own agenda teaching through English, because these will be your colleagues. These will be people you meet in your day-to-day life, in your professional life. And you have to understand how different people think, the anxieties different people have, and you can learn to get a fuller understanding of English medium education by listening to others and engaging with others. So please do continue posting, continue engaging, because it really does add to everyone's understanding, including our own, because we are watching, we are listening as well. And I've learned so much about this field from having the privilege of being involved in this MOOC, because of the people who come in and answer our questions and tell us what goes on in their institutions, because we can't see it. So thank you very much. Do please continue to engage with this course. And also, sorry, I should say thank you very much for the engagement with Mary's question in the last video. I've mentioned English medium education here. And just to say, yes, we do emphasize the importance of education rather than instruction, because often people's first idea of teaching through English is the idea of being stood in a lecture theatre talking to students. What can I say? Focus on my productive skills. How will I be judged? Will my language be accurate? Will my language be clear? But actually, education goes far beyond that. There are ways that you can prepare students. There are ways that you can inform students. Students can come into the classroom and perform part of the role of the teacher. You can have elements of flipped learning, obviously depending on the context. So I think, especially in the digital age we're living in, there are so many things that go beyond the performance of the teacher in the classroom setting that make us want to broaden our concept beyond English medium instruction, and really emphasize that what we're talking about here is education. Everything you can do, the way that you design before, during, and after in your cycles of education on your modules. So I just wanted to emphasize that and say thank you very much. Lots of the comments there made really good points about that in last week's content. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week, and I'll see you on the comment boards. So do please keep going, and bear in mind other people are catching up. So some people are joining in week 1. They will probably watch this video in week 3. But I hope at some points you can go backwards and forwards and meet each other. And so do please stay engaged, because the social part of this learning is an important part of going online and learning with so many other people. It's quite a shame if you don't interact with them. So thank you very much, and see you next week.